From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back and welcome to the weekend. The weekend certainly going to feel more August-like than September-like, and that's the way it goes for much of next week. Plus the tropics super active, and that's going to take about 75% of this weathercast, and we're going to talk more about that right now. Let's get into it and show you what's going on, at least locally. We do have this blob in the Gulf of Mexico. It's not developing. It's just a little bit of a trough of low pressure that continues to produce showers over toward Florida. Some of that moisture, though, starting to work its way across eastern Louisiana and into Acadiana, manifesting in a few showers. But by and large, not a bad day if you didn't mind the 92-degree high temperature we had here in Lafayette. Starting to cool off a little bit. But as we check out Power Doppler HD, we do have a few isolated showers showing up from southern portions of Acadia Parish into Jeff Davis Parish, and then a few more showers off to the east. And these showers super small, can barely find them. A small one by the Morris area, and then a sprinkle in around Crowley perhaps, but not much going on here. And then over toward just about the Atchafalaya Basin, nice shower here. Some light sprinkles over toward Camperdown and over toward the Charenton area, maybe even Baldwin, northeast side of town, seeing a few sprinkles, but that's about it locally. So as we look at the satellite imagery, you don't see a whole lot going on. Generally fair to partly cloudy skies. We see that deeper moisture in the Gulf of Mexico that connects to a weak trough of low pressure all the way down through the Yucatan, but no issues there. In the tropical East Pacific, got to watch out for this one. Norma, it's going to become a hurricane and will threaten Cabo down the line. Meanwhile, Hurricane Hunter's getting into Tropical Storm Jose earlier today, found pressure low enough and enough organization to upgrade Jose back to hurricane status with 75-mile-per-hour winds. It's completed its loop out in the Atlantic, moving generally to the northwest and then eventually to the north, we think, throughout the entire weekend as a hurricane with an expanding wind field. Eventually it hits cooler waters up here, so will become a tropical storm and go to an extratropical system. But much of the northeast from Hatteras, the Outer Banks on northeastward, have to be prepared for nor'easter-style conditions at the very least. Can't tell you if this thing's going to make landfall. We think a frontal trough picks it up and pushes it off to the east, but we may see this remnant circulation for the next 7 to 10 days. We'll have to wait and see on that. Now, farther to the south and east, we have two more systems. Tropical Depression number 14, not upgraded yet. Doesn't look as good as it did yesterday, and a new disturbance that's looking like, I think it's going to be upgraded later on tonight, perhaps to Tropical Depression number 15. Pretty high pretty high chances of development, rather. And guess what? There may be hurricane watches posted for portions of the Caribbean, northeastern Caribbean, Leeward Islands as we get into later tonight or tomorrow, especially if this is upgraded to a potential tropical system. Meanwhile, TD number 14 way out here could become a tropical storm. If so, the name will be Lee, but we might have a Maria as well. Don't know which one's going to develop first, but not concerned with this system. It should die due to increasing shear in the Atlantic basin down the line. So here we go. Let's track the storms with the Euro model. Here's TD number 14. This could be Maria, or this could be Lee, and that could be Maria. This for sure is Jose, and watch as it gets very close to the northeast, and then we'll be watching whatever system may threaten the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. So far in the clear, but you get 10 days down the road, this system could certainly be down here, and notice the European model still keeps plenty of deep tropical moisture in the Caribbean, so we are not done with the hurricane season quite yet. Another 4 to 6 weeks to go for sure. Near term should be quiet, fair to partly cloudy skies through tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow, sun and cloud mix, but we're going to see a scattering, a peppering of showers for the Pepper Festival. And then as we head into tomorrow evening, activity begins to wind down as we lose that daytime heating factor, and we'll do it all over again for your Sunday, and temperatures pushing those lower 90s. 71 tonight, so not as comfortable. Humidity continues to inch upward. Very light to nearly calm winds. Tomorrow, 90 to 91 the high. I think we'll see more clouds, feeling like August for sure, with that heat index pushing 100 to 101. Chance of a passing shower will be brief at about 30% for tomorrow, and much the same for Sunday. Little rain chances each and every day as we go into next week, but look at those highs staying right around the lower 90s. Changes coming somewhere about 10 to 14 days down the road, but as long as it's not involving a tropical system and a cool front, I am down with that for now.
Same here. Thanks, Rob.